going to be moving on to the last film now of this series of films, called Containment. Again, this one's going to be, I reckon, a bit more like the first film. They are going to try to contain this creature to stop it from killing any more people if it's already started killing people, and to try and contain it, either to be brought back to the company because that's the mission of the company, or to be blasted out into space and to kill it. We'll have to wait and see. Ooh, just distant sounds is always, that is creepy. Alien Containment. Again, wide open space, tiny ship in comparison to the huge planet, which is not as big as the huge space around it. Just always gives that sense of space and lost, how, you know, it just gives that feel of being lost in just a never ending space. It just gives that wow, a feeling of terror of being lost in space. So has that ship just broken apart, or is that like a Ripley self-destruct mode? Self-destruct. So this is like the end of the original film. The alien was on that ship, she had to destroy it probably with the rest of her crew, and the aliens followed her onto the ship, onto the pod. I love the design of the windows as well, like the W from Weyland-Yutani. Okay, there are survivors. Again, just no music, but creaking sounds like they're trapped in a ship that's breaking apart.
We need to get out.
Relax.
And it gives me a horrible feeling that he's unconscious and just woken up, like he's been impregnated.
I was knocked out. I woke up on the escape deck.
There was an outbreak this way. We thought we had it under control.
What were those fucking things?
Hold on, an outbreak? Have we been exposed?
No way to be sure. The organism. It has a unique replication cycle.
You were fast.
Shh, calm
No,
down.
you're not listening.
Check it. Now.
Oh, this is like the thing, they've got to check each other. And the title Containment works as well, not just trying to contain the organism, but being trapped in confinement, being contained in a small space with the rest of your crew, with this creature possibly inside as well.
No! Not us! Those fuckers had something. And it broke out.
It doesn't make sense. An outbreak couldn't have destroyed the ship.
We had to try and re-establish containment.
They blew it up.
I'm loving the handheld camera as well in all of these films, really. Majority.
We didn't have a choice. It spread remarkably fast.
Makes it feel more human with the handheld camera being there, almost like you're in the ship with them. And pretty much the camera's staying in one spot, they're not panning or moving around, which adds to that confined feeling.
Hasn't he?
It might be you.
We have to kill him.
No. What are you doing? What the fuck are
You
you
didn't
doing?
see it! If you'd have seen it, you...
It's good acting there with the
Any
jewel.
one of us could be a carrier. We think it affects memory.
Well, I better keep my eye on you as well now.
Stop! We're not gonna kill each other.
You didn't see what I saw.
Calm down.
You didn't see it.
This is dramatically the best acting so far. This is good. Very tense. That hard breathing, that feeling, the choking. Well, we know who is affected, at least one of them. Get ready to kill it.
Breathe! Help me! Help me!
Tell her to stay away from her because the thing's about to... I understand you're scared, but tell her to kill him now. Some good gore. Ooh, going on the camera as well. Again, makes you feel like you're there.
No,
Makes
don't!
you feel like it's your face. What do you mean don't?
It's incredible.
Oh no. She's one of
Open
them.
the door!
I can't. We have to hold it.
You fucking bitch!
Alien Covenant feel about this.
Lauderdale Lifeboat, we are bringing you in. Prepare for docking. Hold tight.
You've got to destroy it now. It's your only choice. Otherwise it's too late. So it is a bit like Newton Ripley being trapped in the science lab as well. That's what you get. Serves you right. Still help her though. Stay away. Yeah. That's such a grisly, bleak scene. Wow. That shot though. With the opening doors of what looks like the approaching, yeah. But I think we know they're going to open it anyway. Because you're going to be alive in there. Well, that was interesting, that film. Great job, Chris Redding. Very good, very well directed, and the writing was very good for this one as well. The title of this film fitted with what actually happened in the film a lot more, I think, than the rest. The most. I mean, that confined feeling, and that feeling of being trapped within a group of people where anyone could have the thing inside them, but also the fact they had to confine the creature itself within that pod to stop it from escaping and to stop it from infecting anyone else. The visceral side of it was very good. Ooh, more. Oh, he had the face mask on it, so it couldn't impregnate him. To go back to sleep. Yeah. That was interesting. Because of the face mask on him, it couldn't impregnate him. Bring me back to Rick and Morty a little bit, where, you know, put something in your mouth like a cocktail stick, and the aliens cannot, you know, well, impregnate you because they need your mouth. I like that. That was good. But he's probably infected himself, so even if that one creature ends up dying, then he's probably also infected. They're going to open the door anyway. But yeah, that feeling of a lack of space, confinement, just adds to the terror and the claustrophobic atmosphere. And it felt like you're in there with the blood spatter on the camera, which is meant to be your face, and the handheld camera as well. And I like that there wasn't much camera movement in this one. Again, it adds to that sense of being trapped in a small space. And yeah, the dialogue was actually quite good, not really that cliched, apart from, you know, the bit where, no, isn't this creature marvellous? No, I'm not going to let him out, you know. It's one of them cliches that you expect. I expect that woman was probably, you know, Wayland Yutani employee that probably knew about the aliens in the first place. She doesn't want to die, but at the same time she needs to keep that creature to be able to experiment it, to be able to research it, to be able to create the bioweapons for the main company. You know, that's just one of the things. And yeah, I really like that one. That was I'm going to rate the episode. I'm going to rate the films now. I'm going to say that my favourite was definitely, let's go back to the titles of the films. I've forgotten the titles. Yes, I'm going to say my favourite was Specimen, just from the technical end. Everything about the technical side, pretty much, apart from the music, was my favourite in that episode. I would say the sound, the music sound, and what's sort of happening with the whale songs and the progression of music, I like the uniqueness of that. That it's probably the one that strayed most away from the Alien franchise, but also had that Alien feel with some of the sound effects in there as well. So that's probably my favourite music was in Night Shift, I think. Alone was amazing. It was just very, very well written. I think I still like the writing for that episode the most, I think, actually. With the way it's just very simplistic, but it works really well. I'm going to say probably the writing for that one. Character development I really enjoyed. I'm thinking about it now because I might change my mind on certain things, but I probably like the character development the most on Awe, actually. Again, some cliche dialogue, but the character development in there was really good. Practical effects in the first one, but also just the editing was the best in the first one, the actual camera editing, and the lighting. The lighting in both Harvest and Specimen were my favourite too. In completely different ways. You've got the flashing lights and the disorientating light effects and editing of Harvest that added to that feeling of needing to escape and being lost and disorientated and panicking, and you're about to die and you don't know what to do, and you know your head's about to explode, probably literally. Whereas Specimen is just more beautiful and simplistic in its lighting and tone and editing, but it works really well for the sort of the build-up, whereas Harvest just went straight into the deep end. This last film was probably best for its overall feel of tension. So it probably was the most tense of all of them, along with Harvest. Again, Harvest and Containment win for the atmosphere and the feeling of how a horror film should be, like Alien. You know, it should be. You should have that feeling of dread coming over you and goosebumps, and that's what I got from those two the most. So yeah, all of them were really good in different ways, and I really enjoyed them. But yeah, favourite film. Again, I change things as I go along, but favourite film I'm saying probably is, of these, Specimen, then Harvest, then Containment. Final offer, that's what I'm going for. And again, all of them really used Alien as their main inspiration, the original film, but there were lots of elements of Aliens in there, Alien 3, even some resurrection feelings in there, but again, all in positive ways. I don't really have anything bad to say about any of them. they all were really good films in their own ways, shapes or forms. You know, a few minor little bits and bobs, but that's nothing really. And yeah, so they were great and I really enjoyed them. Thank you for watching again. Make sure you like and subscribe, and see you then.